Well, good evening everybody, welcome to the Fireside Chat. It's a bit of a special one today for several reasons. First of all, Peter is not here, that always makes it special in the sense that he's typically the guy that does the Fireside Chat, so we're just improvising with that a little bit. And I guess as my name was closest to Peter, then I got the honors of replacing him. And the second reason and third reason that it's special is we have two people that are on their first Fireside Chat. One is a person that you've seen quite a lot. 3 days. It just seems longer, but he's just been here for a little while. It's Mark. So we're just going to chat a bit about, how he felt, what his impressions were over this long weekend, so in a way. And then afterwards, we're very honored to have Pippa Moelman here, one of the owners of Juma, and she and her husband Yuri have been involved in Graham's wildlife cam adventures from the beginning. So we're going to have a chat to her, and then we'll just see how long it goes. Should be lots of interesting stories. But first we're going to start with Mark. Is the microphone working, Simon? Yeah. Okay. So welcome around the fire, Mark. We've had a couple of chats around the fire already, but this is the first one that's being broadcast.
Yeah.
But what I've seen from you from the last couple of days, that's not a problem for you. You're just as comfortable with a camera as without one.
I think it's getting to know the people that are on the other side of the camera, on the other side of the world, meeting up with them on the internet. I'm starting to feel that I'm talking to you personally rather than talking to a camera. So I think that's what makes it so easy, is knowing that there are people that I've had contact with on the internet that have joined in on the chats, that have sent a couple of emails. I think that's what makes it so easy.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, but still, most people, I know for myself as well, it took me a little while to get used to the idea. But you seem to, from the first drive, you just seem to nail it. So maybe there was inside, not inside, but from the outside, it definitely looked that way.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I guess inside there were a few butterflies. I think it mostly stemmed from knowing that I had a short period of time to impress everybody and to make my mark. Excuse the pun. I really needed to pull a few tricks out of my hat. That's why it's still on my head. I don't want to do any more tricks. But yes, thanks to everybody, and thanks to Peter and everybody else behind the scenes. They've been wonderful in guiding me in the right direction and giving me pointers here and there.
Okay. So if you look back now at a couple of days, what would be your, let's say, major impressions? Maybe also as opposed to what you expected before you came here, because it is a bit of a special operation, I guess, compared to normal guiding and lodges.
Very much so, very different. I think in terms of expectations at this stage in my life, I've learned not to have any. That way I'm pleasantly surprised with what I find. I think one has to have some expectation. The expectation was to find something very similar to what I found, having been on Wild Earth on the website, having followed a few drives. I more or less knew what was coming my way as far as the vehicle and the camera was concerned. Graham, thank you, had filled me in on what the drive is and what I had a lot of time sitting on a bus on the way down here thinking about how I was going to approach the whole thing, and I decided that I'd arrive here with a completely open mind and fit in with what you have already going, and just try and be as much as part of a team as I could in a shorter space of time as possible, to avoid disruptions, to avoid discontinuous production. And glad that I fitted in, and glad that everybody's enjoyed.
Yeah, it's hard.
I'm very happy that I've had such a wonderful response. It's been overwhelming.
Yeah, we're happy that you enjoyed it as well. And for me, particularly, as our viewers know, I'm always looking out for the smaller stuff and the special little things, all the things that don't have fur, basically. And actually, I really enjoyed it that you're also very much into these kind of things, and actually know. It's amazing how much he knows about those, how much you know about these things. It's so I really enjoyed it as well. But now you're going back to Timbavati tomorrow, or is it still a bit open? Or
no, I think I've decided. I haven't been home. I've been a lot, and I've been down in the Cape, which is the opposite end of the country to here. I've been away from the bush for far too long, and being so close to the Timbavati, I'd be kicking myself for the rest of the year if I don't go there. So by hook or by crook, I'll get there. I'm intent on seeing the full moon in, which is in about 4 or 5 days' time. It helps. It gives clarity to my life. The moon gives me direction, and especially to be home in the Timbavati where I can maybe see some of my elephants and animals that come around my house that I haven't seen for a number of years. Even trees that I planted as a kid, seeing them, the bird bath that I made when I was 15, just being back in a place that is very familiar to me after moving around quite a lot between Kenya, Tanzania, back to South Africa and the Western Cape, and looking forward to spending a bit of time, a bit of personal time. Unfortunately, I've spent a lot of time hanging around with other people for the last few weeks. I've been in Johannesburg, staying with friends, very grateful to them for putting me up. Thanks to Mike and Jill and Greg and Lynn. Being here has given me the opportunity to not only do what I've done, home for a few days before I have to go back to the city. Okay, and electronic gadgets. Gosh, that's why I like insects. You don't have to put batteries in them, and there are no wires to. But yes, that is one of my passions. There's got to be things that fill in the moments between animals, and although trees are very interesting and the flowers are interesting, they're static and they're always there. And as much as I love them, there's a thing about insects and spiders and the small creatures that have the most wonderful lives. When you think about some of the larger mammals that live on a different time frame, lion for example, that sleep so much. Sadly, that a lot of people call them lazy, but it's merely energy dynamics that don't allow them to walk around for too long. But in terms of the lifespan of creatures and how much is fitted into that lifespan, I think insects have to be one of the most amazing things. To consider the science fiction of a caterpillar going through the physical change of turning into a butterfly or a moth. When you really look in depth into what it means in terms of it changing its entire body, all the cells that existed at one point dissolve and all new cells come awake. I don't think Spielberg could write a better script to what nature can produce.
And he's good, but yeah, no, Mark, we definitely enjoyed having you here, us here at the camp. You're a nice person to be around in camp, and I'm sure we're gonna spend a lot more time together this evening still before you have to go. And from all the responses, also our viewers, our audience really enjoyed having you around. So
thanks, Pete.
For now, I'm going to wish you all the best for your visit in Timbavati, and I hope you see all the elephants and the trees and all the other things that you see. And yeah, well, hopefully it's not farewell, it's just goodbye. But yeah, well, future will tell about that.
Yes, indeed.
But yeah, it's been a pleasure having you here, and yeah, I hope you enjoy the next couple of weeks back home in the Timbavati.
Thank you, Pete. Thanks very much for helping me with this opportunity. Thanks to all of the viewers and the people at Wild Earth for giving me so much support. It's the support that gives me momentum. So I think the more you have come across with words of support and gratitude, the more I've wanted to please and the more I've tried to produce for you. And I really look forward to coming back. One half of me knows that I will be, but it's not up to me, and I hope in the new year I can be a part of the team. If not, I'll be keeping track of what Wild Earth is doing. I think you're doing phenomenal work. I think from judging from what Graham has told me about the directions he wants to take Wild Earth, it's really a wonderful thing to be a part of, and I'll certainly keep track of your progress over the next few weeks and months. Alright, thanks to everybody, and thanks to the control room, and good night. See you one of these days. Bye.